Hello everybody, welcome to another video of Football with Moje. Today we are going to focus on the top 6 of the Premier League. That is it top 6 or the top 4? Now, when I say the top 4, I'm actually trying to exclude Liverpool and Arsenal. Arsenal, of course, have managed to be second. You know, we saw them play against Newcastle, a game which ended in favor of Arsenal at the Emirates. A game which had Newcastle won, they would be second. And now their stance in the top 2 would have been solidified, and top 5 as well. But they lost that. You know, an amazing game though, an amazing game. You know, to see players like Rice playing how they're playing, it is refreshing. It is refreshing, man. He has risen to heights I did not expect of him. I knew he was a good player. I knew defensively he was resolute, solid, but the amount of goals, the beautiful goals that he seems to be scoring now he's just opening another different view of him that I did not have, you know. And also kudos to his partner, you know, in Thomas Partey, because I feel like Rice trusts Partey enough, you know, to just go forward and not care about what happens at the back. Of course, he does come also and defend as much as he can, but with Partey there, it makes it easier for him to, you know, attack wholeheartedly and fully focus on what he's doing, other than when he is playing anyone else that defensively does not trust. But of course, it's just a matter of the coach too. The coach also wouldn't also believe in anyone else but Partey and Rice. Without the two, then it becomes very difficult for Rice to play at his utmost best. So we saw in this game, obviously Partey was there, so all the defensive duties, he was doing them, and Rice also going forward, he was also doing his offensive duties. Unfortunately for Newcastle, they did not have Isak. Isak is you know, a good striker, a very, very good striker. This season he sits with 23 goals, you know, and how many is it? Is it like 5 behind Mo Salah? And I'm thinking Newcastle aren't supposed to be losing a player like Isak, especially looking at the trajectory in which they are on. I mean, Eddie Howe has been a blessing to them. At one point last season, I thought maybe Eddie Howe was not the man for Newcastle, you know, but this season everything has changed. Maybe it's because last season they did not have Tonali. This season they have him, and just all the players, they just seem to be on it. They seem to, you know, to be involved. They seem to want it more. They wanted Premier League football. It looks like they will be involved in it, although they're currently sitting on third position, which they're holding on to for Manchester City, because Manchester City will be playing tonight against Bournemouth, a game which they'll be playing at home, and a difficult game for Manchester City, of course. But the fact that they're home, and you know, I took a little background check this season for Manchester City and all the top 6 clubs that are currently occupying their spot within the confinement of the top 6, right? And Manchester City, of course, at home, they have won 39 points in 18 games, which of course today will be their 19th game. If they win that, then they are able to sit on third, and Newcastle will sit on fourth with a goal difference, which is what at this point will allow Newcastle to be in the top 4. Now, the only problem here would be for Aston Villa and Chelsea. So Newcastle, Aston Villa and Chelsea, they have the same amount of points, right? They're all sitting on 66 points. And with City, it has played 36 games. It has 2 games to go, which is against Bournemouth, of course, and Fulham. 2 tricky games, but one is, of course, at home against Bournemouth, and the second is away. City can, you know, they can get that one through. Especially if maybe they win here and get a draw away, which of course we're talking about City. We're talking about a team that has set the standard of winning. So saying the win and draw is really unlike City. It feels foreign a little bit. I mean, this is a team that just wins everywhere. This is a team that can win 20 games in a row. You know what I mean? So if they win today, City, then they have a very good chance of being in the top 5. Or top 4 rather, because at this point I don't think any team that sits on the 5th spot is safe because of Spurs and Manchester United. Those are 2 teams that are waiting to, you know, be involved in the Champions League through the back door. And yeah, that's a discussion for another day. Of course, they'll be playing this Thursday. Is it this Thursday or is it this? Oh no, it's not this Thursday. It's this Thursday actually. Yes, and okay, when I said it's not this Thursday, I was thinking of the Champions League final. I'd forgotten that United and Spurs are in the Europa, so it's definitely this Thursday. So we're going to check that one out, obviously, as neutrals, and we see how it goes. So yeah, for me, Isak shouldn't leave Newcastle. And I think Eddie Howe and the board should ensure that he does not leave. You know, he has to believe in whatever it is that they're trying to build. And if of course he believes in it, he would see that this season they have done pretty well. I mean, they've managed to win a League Cup against a Liverpool side that has been like immense this season, especially in the league and the Champions League, and they were able to beat them like convincingly. So being able to beat them and also to be able to play against Arsenal as they have, there's not much you can fault them at. You know, the only thing for them from here going forward is just, you know, to just keep rising and rising and rising. So it's just a matter of them now going into the market and bringing in the right type of players, the players that when Isak looks at he believes that, you know, they're trying to get at something, you know. So, and also depending on the amount of revenues they bring, if maybe they cannot go out on their way, they haven't accumulated enough money to be able to buy anyone with the amount that they want to sell him at, if there's a team that will budge, then they can use that amount to be able to buy other upcoming talented players, you know. So it's just all nebulous for me at this point in time, but we'll just see how it goes. So the top four, from how I see it, it's going to be obviously second place, it's Arsenal now. There's going to be Manchester City. I believe they'll definitely win that one, their last two games. Then it'll be Newcastle. So Chelsea, it's going to be a little tricky. They'll be playing against Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest will be at home, and they've been very good at home this season. Chelsea haven't really accumulated good points away. I mean, it looks like they've accumulated 25 points, and they sit on 11th place in 19 away games, right? In 19 away games, Chelsea have managed to accumulate 25 points and they sit 11th. So that alone shows you that they are fragile. Their fragility is there, and Nottingham Forest can be able to exploit that, especially since they also want to be in the Europa League. So that's going to be a little bit of a problem. And also the fact that there's one game to go. Of course, they wouldn't want to give up, but they'll just be praying, if anything, you know, that if they win and the other team loses, then they can be able to wiggle through. So we'll just see how it goes there. And another game will be Villa versus United, where Villa, obviously, they visit Old Trafford. I can't say much about, United this season. They've just been terrible. They've been giving points to every team that comes to Old Trafford. So the way Aston Villa has been playing and their hunger to go back to the Champions League, I think they definitely will be able to win that one. The worst that could happen there is a draw, and I don't think they're looking for a draw. They'll definitely be able to fork out a win there. They must fork out a win there, because honestly speaking, with United, everyone is collecting points there. So why not them? You know what I mean? And there's also Newcastle, of course. They will be playing at home against Everton. Everton, we saw them earlier, beat Southampton 2-0. When they were playing their last game at Goodison Park. They've been there for 133 years. Since 1892. Since 1892, they have been playing at Goodison Park, and now next season they are set to start their league campaign at a new stadium called Dickinson. It's Hill Dickinson Stadium at Bramley Moor Dock at Vauxhall, Liverpool. So it's a pretty decent stadium. It has 52,888 capacity, which is like 13,000 more seat capacity than Goodison Park. And also it has a future potential of being added, adding more capacity seats to make it 60. But of course, that's if there is a chance for it to, you know, to upgrade it to such a capacity. So Everton, they're pretty good. They're pretty good, especially under Moyes. You know, especially under Moyes, I've seen them twice when they played against Liverpool. You know, that Merseyside derby was different. You know, it shows now that they mean business and they're there. You know, they're there competing with Liverpool from top to bottom. You know, from all corners, they're there. They mean business. So he was a very good addition for them, and it's amazing how one manager can just change a club. You know, it's amazing how one manager can change a club. He has really changed them, and there wasn't any better manager I could think of that could lead Everton to a new dynasty better than David Moyes. You know, and from how I see it, next season they'll definitely be able to challenge. I mean, they're moving into a new stadium, a stadium which will be able to help them with you know, revenues. They'll be able to make more money because there are a few things that they'll be hosting in that stadium, like the rugby and the stuff like that. So they will be okay. They'll be able to have enough to purchase the right type of players that they need to help elevate the club. You know, so yeah, that's it for today. Thank you for tuning in. Please also do not forget to like and subscribe and leave your comments on how you think your top 5 will be like come next week when the season comes to an end. Yeah, let's just see how it goes. And Manchester City will be playing probably 30 minutes or 45 minutes from now. And if they win that one, then they'll sit third, and that will help them obviously in their quest to making sure that they sit in the top 5 or in the top 4 rather. All right, thank you for tuning in. Bye.